Hey, food lovers. Today, I'm sharing 5 mouth-watering recipes you need to try. Whether you love pasta, desserts, or quick meals, I've got something for you. Let's get started. You lot think you can handle the heat in my kitchen? Well, get your bloody aprons on, because today we're cooking up a storm that'll have your taste buds singing. Pasta, desserts, quick bites, something for every donkey out there. Right, you lot, let's kick things off with a classic pesto pasta. And no, I don't mean that jarred rubbish. We're going in fresh. First, grab your basil and make sure it's fresh, not wilted like your last date. You'll need a good handful along with some garlic. And for God's sake, peel it properly this time, yeah? No excuses. Now into the blender it goes, along with a good chunk of Parmesan cheese. None of that powdered nonsense. We're talking real deal aged Parmesan. And to top it off, some toasted hazelnuts for a bit of crunch. Drizzle in some quality olive oil, not that cheap stuff you use to grease your bike chain, and blitz it until it's smooth. Next, cook your pasta. Al dente, you hear me? None of that mushy, overcooked rubbish. Once it's done, drain it properly and toss it with your glorious homemade pesto. Make sure every strand is coated, serve it up with an extra grating of Parmesan. There you have it, pesto pasta perfection. Now for a dessert that'll make you want to lick the plate clean. Chocolate lava cake. This one's for all you chocolate fiends out there. First, grab your chocolate, and it better be the good stuff, dark and decadent. Melt it down with a knob of butter. Use real butter, you hear me? None of that margarine rubbish. While that's melting, whisk together some eggs, sugar, and a touch of vanilla extract. Don't even think about using that artificial vanilla flavoring. That's an insult to baking. Once the chocolate and butter are melted and smooth, slowly whisk them into the egg mixture, and for God's sake, don't scramble the eggs. We're not making bloody scrambled eggs here. Now, gently fold in your flour. We want a light and airy batter, not a dense brick. Divide the batter between your ramekins. Make sure they're greased and floured. Into the oven they go, at 200 degrees Celsius. 10 to 12 minutes should do the trick. You want that gooey, molten center. Once they're done, let them cool slightly before carefully inverting them onto plates. Serve them warm with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. There you have it. Chocolate lava cake, a symphony of sin. Chapter 3. Blueberry Muffin Mania. All right, you lot, let's take a break from the heavy stuff and whip up some blueberry muffins. These are so easy, even a donkey like you can make them. First, grab your dry ingredients, flour, sugar, and a bit of baking powder. Whisk them together in a bowl, and for God's sake, don't make a mess. In another bowl, whisk together your wet ingredients, eggs, milk, and melted butter. And make sure that butter is melted properly, not half solid like your brain. Now slowly add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, mixing gently until just combined. Don't overmix, you hear me? We want light and fluffy muffins, not hockey pucks. Now gently fold in your blueberries. Be careful not to crush them. Divide the batter between your muffin tins. Make sure they're lined with paper liners. Into the oven they go, at 180 degrees Celsius. 20 to 25 minutes should do the trick. Once they're done, let them cool in the tins for a few minutes before transferring them to a wire rack. There you have it. Blueberry Muffin Mania. Chapter 4. Garlic butter. Shrimp. Quick, easy, and delicious. Right, you hungry lot. Let's get back to some serious cooking with my garlic butter shrimp. This one's so quick and easy, you'll be wondering why you haven't been making it all your life. First, grab your garlic, and use a generous amount, you hear me? We want those shrimp swimming in garlicky goodness. Mince it finely, or use a garlic press if you're feeling lazy. Now, heat up some butter in a large skillet over medium heat. Once the butter is melted and bubbly, toss in your minced garlic. Cook it for a minute or two, just until it's fragrant. Don't let it burn, you donkey. Next, add your shrimp to the skillet, and make sure they're peeled and deveined. You don't want any nasty surprises. Cook them for a few minutes on each side until they're pink and opaque. Don't overcook them or they'll be tough and rubbery. Squeeze the juice of half a lemon over the shrimp. The acidity will brighten up the flavors. Give everything a good toss to coat the shrimp in that glorious garlic butter sauce. And there you have it. Garlic butter shrimp. Quick, easy, and delicious. Chapter 5. Lemon Squares, a tangy treat. All right, you lot, let's finish things off with a bang. Lemon squares. These tangy treats are the perfect balance of sweet and tart, and they're surprisingly easy to make. First, let's make the crust. Grab your flour, sugar, and a pinch of salt. Whisk them together in a bowl. And for God's sake, don't spill any. Now cut in your cold butter. And I mean cold, you hear me? Straight from the fridge. Use a pastry blender or your fingers to work the butter into the flour mixture until it resembles coarse crumbs. Press the crust mixture into a baking pan. Make sure it's lined with parchment paper. Into the oven it goes, at 180 degrees Celsius. Bake the crust for about 15 minutes, or until it's lightly golden brown. While the crust is baking, let's make the lemon filling. Whisk together some eggs, sugar, lemon juice, and lemon zest. And make sure you zest those lemons finely. We don't want any big chunks of zest in our filling. Once the crust is done, pour the lemon filling over it. Carefully spread it out evenly. Back into the oven it goes for another 20 minutes, or until the filling is set and lightly browned around the edges. Once it's done, let it cool completely before cutting it into squares. And there you have it, lemon squares, a tangy treat that'll make your taste buds sing. Which recipe will you try first? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tasty recipes. So there you have it, you lot 5 recipes that'll make you the envy of every foodie on the block. Now get out of my kitchen and go cook something. And for God's sake, don't burn down the house.